Hey guys, Lincoln Parks here, and today's podcast was brought to you by We Are Henry. We Are Henry is one of our sponsors. If you have not been or seen We Are Henry magazine, beautiful magazine. You can look at it, flip through the pages, look local stories that are happening right here in Henry County. All you have to do, visit wearehenry.com, our local magazine. We've partnered with We Are Henry. So if you go to wearehenry.com and then click on the advertising button at the top, which is wearehenry.com, We Are Henry, my local. If you go click on that link, you'll see all the advertising plans that we have partnered together. You get a banner, you get in the digital newsletter. You are on both the websites for My Local Henry and We Are Henry. I'm telling you, it's a great partnership, great community partner. We Are Henry, and I know you see these magazines all around. Check out our partner, wearehenry.com. Now, let's get back to the program. Hey guys, my name is Lincoln Parks, and welcome to the I'm Local podcast. I'm really excited to be talking with Mr. Neil Daniel today, Kirby G's. Neil, welcome to the podcast.
It's great to be here, Lincoln.
Yeah, absolutely. So Neil, I've known you for quite some time now. We know Kirby G's. You just went through a renovation. You're back open. How long have you been back open now?
So we opened up in December, so we've been open just about 6 months. Well, a little over 6 months.
Over 6 months, yeah. So I know you're getting back going, but tell people, there's a lot of people that may not know, they're watching this or they're listening to it. They don't know the backstory of Kirby G's. Sure. So can you start there? Just share a little bit.
So Kirby G's originally was my wife's dream with her father-in-law, Kirby Godsey, who is the Kirby G part of the name.
Okay.
Started in 2008 in the Great Recession. One of the best stories out of that is, as a struggling new business, we had this young lady come in. She was from Metromix, okay. Living Alive at the time. And she said, "Hey, we're doing hamburgers at places on the South Side. Want to know who has great hamburgers?" And lo and behold, we were named a top 5 burger place on the South Side then.
Yeah.
A couple of years later, AJC readers voted us the best burger in Atlanta, and the following year voted again.
Yeah.
So that kind of kicked off the burger side of things and where we currently are known for. But out of that, we got invited to compete at the World Food Championships, which is dramatically hard. They take the top 50 in a category. So in burger category, I've got people from, in my instance, I had people from Britain. I had the former world burger champ, who was the only 2-time world burger champ in the category, works for Bull Burgers.
Yeah.
Bull Grill, excuse me. And then 42 other states, Puerto Rico, Germany, one other European country, I can't remember the name of it. But long story short, 5th time trying, we win world burger champ.
Absolutely.
And anyway, it's been a dramatic climb ever since to get there and stay there. 2009, that was 2019, defended the title, placed 4th in the world, and actually came very close to winning. Again, we were in the top 2 going into the last round, and had some technical difficulties with some of our equipment and just couldn't get over the hump. But that probably compares to the last few years, which is COVID, post-COVID, and a garbage truck running into the back of the building.
So you brought it up. Okay, garbage truck runs into the back of the building. Okay, you're out of commission. So talk about that whole process.
Wow. Man, I'm going to tell you, I will tell you this. Garbage truck runs into the building, supposed to be a 21-day shutdown, turns into a almost 16-month shutdown.
Holy, wow. Yeah.
It puts the strain on small businesses.
Yeah.
Not only that, it is you have to lean on your faith a little bit, because there's nobody else that you're going to lean on at that point in time. You've got to put it in God's hands, and those things. Right. You can't handle it. Yeah.
You go crazy trying to
You literally do. Yeah. At that point in time, you're worried about payroll. Make sure insurance gets your payroll on time, which never happened. We had payroll showing up anywhere from 2 weeks late to a month late.
Wow. Yeah.
And then that makes a staffing issue. So it all daisy
Just trickle
chains.
down. Yeah.
And it was really a challenge.
Man. So, I mean, you're back open now.
Well,
Have you seen traffic like starting to pick up? People, hey, Kirby G's is back open. People are coming back in.
it's definitely down from where we were.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of people coming in saying, we didn't know you were back open.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Even though we're putting it out there. We're
Right.
putting it on social media, it's on Google, not other places. Even, which television station? WSB
Yeah.
ran a story on us. But there's still a lot of people to this day that are just learning that we're open. And
Right.
my guess is, and the way it feels like, is a first-year opening event.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Customers coming in, had never been in, seeing the signs on the wall. Other customers that had been in, but said, "Wow, we hadn't been here in a long time. You guys were closed."
Right. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I know. For myself, just coming by and just keeping in contact with you and seeing what you were doing in the process of reopening and getting back there. I couldn't wait till you came back open again, because I mean the burgers, the green beans, those are some of my things. Those are some of my favorites on the menu that I just, those are my staples. I come here for all the time. So what I know, World Food Champion, what's the burger or burgers or the menu items that are kind of like the staples for a lot of folks?
Yeah, so I'll tell you this. So if you're going to come in and try a burger at Kirby G's, you got to try the Marriage of the Century burger. It's a very unique burger. We make pulled bacon, and I have customers go, "What?" Well, pulled bacon looks like pulled pork, but it's made from slab bacon.
Yeah.
And it is phenomenal. It was one of the burgers that I created when we won World Burger Champ. It was one, we,
Yeah.
my team. And then the one that we just got finished doing, which was the guacamole burger that we run as a special,
Oh yeah.
is also that way. That burger propelled us from 8th place to 1st place, and one of the largest point changes in the history of World Food Championships. So it's pretty spectacular.
Yeah, that sounds like a good burger. I've never had it before, but that's something that I'm probably going to come in and
Yeah, if you ever get a chance, you got to try it, because it marries up Slap Your Mama candy bacon
Okay.
with guacamole and aioli. It's a lime aioli, so we kind of blended it all, the sweet, the
Yeah.
spicy,
Yeah.
a little bit of savory in there.
Okay.
So
Okay.
give a good
All right.
feeling.
You can be hungry, Neil.
Yeah.
All right. So, okay, what are your typical hours throughout the week, so people know when to come?
Most days, well, let's just say we are 11:30 in the morning to 9 p.m. at night.
Okay.
Most days.
Gotcha.
We take a pause in the afternoon from 3 to 5.
Okay.
We don't really have to do that, but we've done that because it was hard to get staff.
Yeah.
So we need to give people a break
Yeah.
in the meantime. The other thing is it does cut down on labor hours a little bit. And look, this has been a tough environment to return to.
Absolutely.
The economy with the pricing situation we're in right now is not very good.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that. I mean, I know with inflation, everything going up, prices on a lot of things. I mean, as a restaurant owner, I don't know. We don't know. We just come in and we eat the food, but you go through all the stress and all the stuff on the back end in order to serve your customers. Talk about like an instance or something where it might have been a challenge for you coming back open again and getting back started.
Yeah, COVID was a big challenge on the supply chain side.
Yeah.
Returning since the renovations with the wall, the biggest challenge that I've seen is the increase in pricing.
Yeah.
Has been dramatic.
Yeah.
In fact, I'll tell a little story. I got a negative review from somebody who posted online. He said, "Wow, returned and the prices were higher than they were 2 years ago." Well, yeah.
That's 2
2 years ago, man. I mean, come on. When you go to the grocery store now, nothing is like it was 2 years ago.
That's right.
So you kind of laugh.
Yeah.
But all seriousness, I think we're right in line with where everybody else is. And I know we are, because we go around and we eat the other businesses to check things out as well. But it is not the same as it was. In fact, ground beef in the grocery stores has dramatically risen. Chicken is rising now, especially wings, which is abnormal.
Yeah.
Wings usually, it's really funny because years ago, the chicken wing used to be, it was the part of the chicken nobody wanted.
Right.
And now it's what everybody wants. So the
Yeah.
prices have gone up dramatically compared to where they used to be. But at some point in time, I think some of it is going to come back down a little bit. Some of the stuff we're
Right.
doing now is you're having an issue with chicken and cows to some extent because of they had some outbreaks, not in Georgia, but in other places. That's
Right.
affected the supply chain a little bit.
Yeah.
So it will eventually get better, but some things will never change.
That's right.
Coca-Cola is a great example.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look at your bottle of Coca-Cola in the grocery store now. What is it? $2.79, $2.89?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's you could see, and like you said, that's just natural over the years. It's going to happen. That's what we have to become used to. You know, if you want to eat, I mean, you're gonna have to pay the prices, right? That's just what it is.
Yeah, some things we will see eventually come back down. I do believe we're going to see some of it come down to an extent, but it will ever return to where it was.
Right.
Part of that's labor.
Yeah.
And a lot of it's diesel. People don't realize it, but your groceries come to the store on a diesel truck.
Right.
They're farmed using a tractor that uses diesel, or they're on a train that goes from port to or wherever, one side of the country to the other side of the country. And diesel prices have gone up. They're in the last 4 or 5 years, they're about $1 higher than they were.
Right.
And
Right.
that's pretty significant. So that affects everything that you do.
Right. Right. Yeah. So let me ask you this. Talk a little bit about like staff, because you mentioned some of your staff and having some staffing issues. There are a lot of people that have staffing issues. A lot of people, after some things happen in the climate, they would rather stay home.
Yeah.
They don't even want to come in and work anymore. So how have you been able to manage that?
Well, and staffing is an issue across the board in the industry. The restaurant industry is one of the largest industries in America. The problem with the restaurant industry as a whole is trained staff.
Yeah.
There are not a lot of programs that train staff. Here in Henry County, we do have it starting at the high school, but it really needs to be more robust, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So what we did is we did lose some staff in this process right towards the end, which really created a headache for us.
Yeah.
So we did hire some people that had skills, knew what they were doing. We married it up with some people that didn't have skills, in trying to hopes to kind of get people where they are. In my doing this over the years, we've done it. It usually takes a new person, whether they've got skills or don't have skills, about 6 months to really get into the swing of kind of knowing what's going on.
Right.
And then at about a full year, they really have a good understanding and grasp of things. And we're at that 6 months now. I got a lot of the folks in the back, specifically in the kitchen, have been around with us for about that long. And so they're beginning to get a good grasp of what they're doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've done extra training. They take my burger class. I
Okay.
actually teach a burger class,
Okay.
and I've actually taught them. I've actually taught them how to make hamburgers,
Okay.
and it's an eye-opening experience.
Okay. Now let me ask you this. Since you said that, is this your class just for your employees, or can people in the community come to this class?
Actually, we actually do. In fact, I had one here not that long ago. To teach people is an art form that most people, especially burgers or cooking in general, most people think you're just, you're slapping something on.
Yeah,
But
right.
it doesn't work that way.
Right. Yeah.
There's some techniques and things that you can do to be better.
Yeah.
So we offer those classes,
Okay.
and we've got some people out there. In general, it takes me about 8 people is the right size. 8 to 16 is perfect.
Yeah.
It's $75 a person.
Okay.
Unless you've got a whole class of 8, then we'll offer it to you for $500.
Okay.
So you get a little bit of a discount if you do that. You get to eat some food.
Yeah.
I show you different types of hamburgers or blends of meat.
Yeah.
So you'll have a plain 80-20 compared to a bacon blend, compared to a brisket blend, and you can tell the differences. I'll show you some neat tricks on how to make them as well.
Okay. That I didn't know about that. So that's good, because I mean, corporate folks can come in and take a part of that, or your families or whatever. That's good. I'm gonna have to take you up on that one, because I'm thinking of a group of guys that we get together and always looking for just fellowship things to do, and that would be a pretty cool cool thing to do.
It would be it is a good thing for a group of guys. I had a family come in and a couple other people's come in together as well. And what's striking to me is most people sort of think that you're just putting a hamburger together or you're just putting a hamburger. Well, it's not really that way. There's so many different things into it that you would never imagine.
Right.
For instance, bun sizes,
Right.
bun types.
Yeah.
The blend of meat, how to make the perfect patty. And there's a lot of mistakes people make.
Right.
We talk about all that.
Oh man, that's great. I'm gonna definitely take you.
Well, and the one thing I didn't tell you is we actually make you cook.
Okay.
So you make your own patties.
All right.
You get to cook it. I get to sit here and tell you what you're doing.
Okay.
And you'll learn a lot of tricks.
Okay. Yeah. I'll do that. That makes sense. So let me ask you, maybe something that a new entrepreneur, small business owner, they're getting started. You've been in business for a long time. Everything that's going to be thrown at you. Sometimes, you might have some curveballs, but what advice do you have for like a new entrepreneur, small business?
Wow. Let's just start that bit. You're going to make mistakes as you do this.
Yeah.
And there's good advice out there. There's lots of things people will tell you to do. The number one thing I'll tell you to do, if you've got a business partner, have an operating agreement. That's the first thing. The second thing is make sure you're capitalized. Most people really don't. They're not capitalized enough.
Right.
They don't have enough capital for what they think it might be. Have a long-term plan.
Yeah.
As to what you do, and be prepared for changes.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
look at COVID.
That just came-
COVID changed the whole world.
Yeah.
And it's still affecting the world. People are like great example. In our industry, people now are working from home.
That's right.
So when they work at home, they eat at home.
Yep.
And you don't see them till later in the day. They want to get at the house. So
Right.
there's a lot of challenges like that.
Yeah. Yeah. But great advice. So in wrapping up, Neil, is there anything that you would like to share with folks that are listening or watching that, that you could just impart on them at some point?
Well, first of all, for our fans, thank you for those that have stood by us. I mean, look,
Absolutely.
it has been a rough couple of years.
Yeah.
And I've told some of our closest people what really went down and that shut down, and they're shocked at some of the things that occurred. So thank you for that. The other thing is, please tell people we're back open. We really want to get the wheels going again.
Yeah.
We're just now to the point where we're getting the staff to understand what they're doing and really making a difference. So, and we're looking forward to turning out new food. We've changed up the menu some here. We're going to change this again, and we're going to do different things. Like this week, we're doing a smash burger.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Well, that's awesome, Neil. Thank you so much for the time. You've been a staple in McDonough and Henry County. Everybody knows you. Guys, the Kirby G's is back open. Come and support Neil at Kirby G's. Great family restaurant. It's been here for a long time in McDonough. So come and support Neil. Come and support Kirby G's. And Neil, thanks a lot for coming up. I really appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Lincoln.
Hey guys, thanks so much for joining us on the podcast. It was a pleasure chatting with Neil Daniel from Kirby G's. I hope you learned some valuable insights from Neil and that you'll consider supporting his business. Kirby G's is conveniently located just off the McDonough Square. Let me remind you, you gotta try their fried beans and burgers. They're absolutely delicious. All right. So for more great content, be sure to like, comment on this episode, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Lincoln Parks. You can also find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all your favorite platforms. Finally, head over to mylocalhenry.com to explore all the fantastic local businesses Henry County has to offer. When you visit them, mention you heard them on My Local Henry. Take care, guys.